Good morning, students. Now, today's topic is internal resistance and terminal potential difference of a cell. Okay, so if you have a cell, primary cell especially, internal resistance is a term which I'll introduce now. Resistance offered by the electrolyte and electrodes of a cell when current flows through it. So, whenever there is a current flow in a wire, even in a conducting wire, there is a collision of electron with the atoms and ions which are present in the material, and so the energy is lost, and then again electron starts to accelerate. So this is how the current flows, and the energy loss appears in the form of heat. That is the reason of resistance. Now in case of cell, electrolyte is there. Either it will be in the form of liquid or in the form of a powder. Electrodes, positive, negative electrodes, terminals will be there. So when the charge carrier moves in between them, there is a collision and energy loss, and that energy loss is offering this internal resistance. Okay, now what are the factors on which it depends? It depends on four factors. Distance between the two electrodes. More will be the distance between two electrodes, more will be the internal resistance. The nature of the electrolyte, what kind of electrolyte you are using. That means the ions in electrolyte, there are basically positive, negative ions, so the size of the ions does matter and the mass of the ion does matter. So the nature of the electrolyte. Then nature of the electrode, whether you are using carbon rods, brass rods, so that electrode's nature determines the internal resistance. And next, area of the electrodes immersed in the electrolyte. More is the area inside it, more will be the area inside it, less will be the internal resistance, because more amount of ions can reach the electrode. So it depends inversely on the area of the electrodes immersed in the electrolyte. Now these are the factors on which internal resistance depends. Now, terminal potential difference between two electrodes. Now, there is a term EMF, which I told you before, that it is EMF is the total amount of work done in carrying 1 coulomb charge when the circuit is open. When that means there is no current flowing through it. But if suppose you close the circuit, now what will happen? If you close the circuit, I'll show you. See, you have a cell, and then you have external circuit. So suppose the EMF is E. Now when current flows, EMF is E when there is a open circuit. Now, but when you connect it, when it's a closed circuit, some amount of current will flow. Now this current will flow, so some amount of potential will be dropped here. This is the potential difference between these two terminals, because no other element is connected. But this V will not be equal to E. Why? Because of internal resistance, some amount of energy is lost here itself. So some amount of potential is dropped here, and the remaining potential drops here. So the potential which is dropped inside it, when you subtract it from the EMF, you will get terminal potential difference. Terminal potential difference is the potential difference between the two terminals of the cell when it is in closed circuit. And EMF is the terminal potential difference between the two terminals of cell when the cell is in open circuit, no current flows through it. Okay, this is the difference between EMF and potential difference. Now you see, terminal potential difference between two electrodes is the potential difference between two electrodes of a cell in a closed circuit. And electric cell, when in closed circuit, potential drops due to internal resistance. Some amount of potential is dropped, and as a result, your E and V are not equal. Your potential drop is equal to EMF minus the drop which takes place inside the cell. Okay, so if the internal okay children, so suppose current is flowing through it. Now it has internal resistance of small r. So some amount of energy is lost here itself. So E minus, so if I so I can redraw the circuit. That will be more clear. I can redraw internal resistance here. Okay, and this is external resistance R. This is internal resistance R. This is EMF. So this whole thing together is the cell. So this terminal and this terminal, the potential difference between these two terminals is the external terminal potential difference V. So now if I have to write equation, so E will be equal to, that V is equal to IR. So E is equal to I and small r plus capital R. Okay, this is the total equation for the circuit. Now if I open this IR plus I capital R is equal to E, this IR is the terminal potential difference because it is between these two terminals. Okay, between these two terminals. So this is V. Terminal potential difference is V. The symbol is V. So E minus V is equal to IR. This is how. So you see, EMF is less. EMF is always greater than the potential difference. Okay, this happens whenever you have a cell in the circuit. Always your EMF will be greater than potential. But there is one condition where this term here, instead of E, V is greater. Okay, and that happens when the direction of current becomes opposite, reverse. And when the current's direction you reverse, that means charging of a cell. You know, chargeable cells are also there. So when you charge a cell, the direction of current has to be this way. And when the direction of current goes this side, then it becomes, V becomes greater than E. Okay. So that is the only case when potential difference of the cell will be greater than the EMF. But here, in all other cases, when cell is normally used, then EMF is greater than the potential difference. Okay, now next here we will do is grouping of cell. So first I'll take series connection. Okay, so suppose there are n number of cells connected in series. These are all primary cells, and here is your external resistor R. Okay, so let E1 be the EMF, R1 is the internal resistance, E2, R2, EN, RN, and so on. Now what? Because they all are in series, if you redraw, this will be drawn here, this will be drawn here. It's like a series connection for resistors also. And these are all cells connected in series, no? See, series connection means negative connected to positive, negative connected to positive. So what I'll get is E1 plus E2 plus En is equal to I. And series connection mein resistors are also added. So R1 plus R2 plus Rn and plus capital R, the external resistor. Alright, so if you see here, now if they all are identical cell, this is the general equation, but if they all are identical cell, then E1 will be equal to E2, will be equal to, you know, so on is equal to En. Same way, R1 is equal to R2 is equal to Rn. So what you will get is Ne is equal to I NR plus capital R. Okay, and so what will be your I? I will be equal to Ne upon NR plus capital R. Now if you see here, generally if there is no other, see this condition, here I will be equal to E upon capital R plus small r. Here we are getting I is equal to Ne upon NR plus, so that means, see, R is okay. This R is internal resistance when single cell is there. Now NR will be the total resistance when the identical cells are in series, and Ne will be the EMF, or otherwise you just see EMF, sum of all the EMFs will be the total EMF, and sum of all the internal resistance will be the total internal resistance. Okay, for the combination. Now if your cells are in parallel combination, okay, so you have these kind of parallel combination, and suppose they all are identical cells. Okay, and this is your external resistor R. If they all are identical, so your E comma R, E comma R, E comma R. So each one is having same potential difference. So same potential will be difference across R also. So for all of them, because potential difference is same, but the resistors are in parallel. So what you will get is I is equal to E upon total resistance will become, these are all in parallel, and then that combination is in series with this. So it will become R by N plus R. Right, because see, in parallel 1 by Rp, see 1 by Rp will be equal to 1 by R plus 1 by R, so plus so on, 1 by R n times, so n by R, so it will be R by n, so R by n plus R. Okay, now if it is a mixed grouping, that means series and parallel combination. Of identical cells again. I will also do unidentical cells, but first let's complete identical cell only. This is external resistor R. Now suppose there are n number of cells. Okay, so E comma R, E comma R, all are identical. N cells and M branch, and N cells in each branch has N cells. Then what will you get? So for each branch, like for first branch, you will get EMF will be Ne, they will be added, and resistance will be NR. For second branch also NE, NR. So how many branches? M branches. Now, now your current I will be equal to total EMF. All the branches are having same EMF NE. So NE divided by R plus these are in parallel. The M branches are in parallel. So this will be NR by M. Right? NR by M. This will be your. Now if you have only two cells of unequal, this question, no, this is a important question which does come in CBSE exam also. So this is E1 and R1. E2 is the EMF and R2 is the resistance, and then you have an external resistor R. Then how will you find the total EMF and the total internal resistance? Now these are not identical, they are different. So what will happen? There will be some current here, I1, there is a current here, I2, and they both will combine to give you total current I. Okay, so what will be I1 and I2? So you see here, I1. Okay, how will you find I1? Or otherwise you just see that E1, if I take just one branch, even when you do Kirchhoff's law it will be more clear, but just before that, if you have to write, then your E1 is equal to I1 R1 plus IR. For this branch, E1 R1, E1 is equal to the potential drop here, I1 R1 plus the potential drop here. Okay, so from here you get I1 is equal to E1 by E1 minus IR R1 by R1. I hope this is clear. Similarly, if I'll write for this branch, I'll get I2 is equal to E2 by R2 minus IR upon R2. Okay, now total current I is equal to I1 plus I2. Now I1 plus I2, if you'll do this, E1 by R1 minus IR upon R1 plus E2 by R2 minus IR upon R2. Okay, now combine these two and these two. So you'll get E1 by R1 plus E2 by R2. You take minus common and you'll get IR also common. You can take 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. Okay, so what you are going to get is E1 R2 plus E2 R1 upon R1 R2. Okay, this is I minus IR R1 plus R2 by R1 R2. Okay, this is expression for the total current. Now if you see expression here or here, it is EMF by internal resistance minus IR upon internal resistance. So here you're getting something is there. So this will be like EMF upon internal resistance minus IR, and whatever is this is 1 upon internal resistance on comparing it with this. So 1 upon internal resistance is this. So 1 upon internal resistance, we are getting R1 plus R2 by R1 R2. So R will be equal to R1 R2 upon R1 plus R2. Okay, remember I compared this with this, any of the equations. So I am getting this. Now if you compare this with this, EMF upon internal resistance will be this term. So EMF net upon internal resistance is equal to E1 R2 plus E2 R1 upon R1 R2. Okay, so when I'll substitute, I'll take this that side. E net will be E1 R2 plus E2 R1 upon R1 R2 into R, small r will be R1 R2 upon R1 plus R2. So this and this cancels, and what you get is E1 R1 plus E2 R2, E1 R2 plus E2 R1 upon R1 plus R2. This is the net EMF when you have two unidentical cells connected in parallel. Okay, I hope this is clear. This is important because many times these came in the board exam. So what you have to do is you take I1, I2, write expression for them, add them, you will get this expression. Now you compare it with any one of I1 or I2, and then you will get these two expressions. Okay, that's all for today.